When we talk about China's aviation achievements, the C919 is often the focus of attention. But it cannot be ignored that China's ARJ21 aircraft has also attracted widespread attention in the global aviation field. As of this year, China has successfully delivered 3 ARJ21 aircraft to Indonesia's Linga Airlines, and this time the transaction was settled in RMB. As far as I know, in the first half of 2024, China has delivered 15 ARJ21s to many airlines around the world, and the planned number of deliveries for the whole year will reach 33. This rapidly growing delivery speed and expanding market share have also put pressure on aviation giant Boeing. So in today's video, we will take a deep look at the uniqueness of the ARJ21 and analyze why more and more airlines choose it instead of the C919. If you find today's video interesting, be sure to subscribe to the Insider Truth channel so you won't miss any exciting videos. Now let's get into today's topic. In the history of the aviation industry, Boeing aircraft have long dominated the global market with their outstanding design and excellent reliability. But just when Boeing seemed unbeatable, Airbus of France emerged and broke Boeing's monopoly on the market. In the following 50 years, the two aviation giants, Boeing and Airbus, jointly shaped the face of the industry. But in the 21st century, with the expansion of the global aviation market and the growth of transportation demand, many countries began to try to break the duopoly of Boeing and Airbus and invested resources in the development of their own brand aircraft. These include Japan, India, and China. As early as 1984, India launched an ambitious large aircraft development program aimed at producing C919 passenger aircraft with 100 to 120 seats. However, this plan was postponed many times. Finally, in 2010, India decided to cancel the aircraft development plan. In contrast, Japan started late in the aviation industry. In 2008, Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries decided to productize its MRJ regional jet airliner with the intention of entering the global commercial aircraft market. However, despite years of hard work, Japan announced the end of MRJ research and development in 2023. The failure of this project was not only due to insufficient technical strength, but also due to mistakes in corporate management and decision-making. In fact, as one of the most populous countries in the world, China has also been trying to get rid of the market pattern dominated by Boeing and Airbus. In 2002, China officially announced plans to start developing its own civil aircraft, which is expected to be mass-produced in early 2009. But once the news was released, many scholars in Western countries and Japan ridiculed it in the media. They believed that China's aviation industry had a weak foundation and lacked the technical accumulation to independently develop large aircraft. Even if China produced aircraft, it would not be recognized by the market in the end. At that time, some scholars were also worried about whether the United States would impose a technological blockade on China. After all, this would determine the dilemma of China's interruption of aircraft parts supply and inability to independently repair. In fact, these concerns are reasonable. The aviation industry is a highly complex field that requires proficiency in many key technologies and supply chain management, which are precisely the areas that China has not yet fully mastered at the time. Faced with technological blockades and various doubts from the outside world, China did not give up its dream of the aviation industry. By 2007, China's aviation industry had gradually made significant progress in the research and development of civil aircraft. The ARJ21 aircraft developed by AVIC Commercial Aircraft Corporation successfully flew for the first time in 2008. This important milestone marks that China has made substantial progress in the independent research and development of civil aircraft. By 2015, China's ARJ21 aircraft successfully obtained its airworthiness certificate, making it qualified to operate in the commercial market. Maybe in the international market, everyone is not familiar with China's ARJ21 aircraft, but in fact, it is very mature in technology and practicality. ARJ21 is a regional airliner with a maximum passenger capacity of 90 people, which belongs to a small civil airliner. What you may not know is that the regional airliners in the world are mainly produced by Canada's Bombardier and Embraer, while Boeing and Airbus do not produce aircraft of this level. A prominent feature of ARJ21 is that in addition to the aircraft engine provided by General Electric, it is also the first regional airliner designed and manufactured by China completely independently, with a maximum takeoff weight of 40 tons. In addition, ARJ21 aircraft is particularly suitable for plateau flight, has good crosswind resistance, and is very suitable for the takeoff and landing conditions of airports in southwest China and its complex route obstacle crossing requirements. However, compared with C919, China's ARJ21 aircraft still has significant differences and positioning. As far as I know, C919 has a maximum passenger capacity of 190 people and is positioned as a trunk civil aircraft. In fact, it belongs to the same level as Boeing 737 and Airbus A320, and is a medium-sized civil aircraft. In terms of flight distance, ARJ21 has a shorter range, which will not exceed 3,000 kilometers at most. The flight distance of C919 can reach more than 5,000 kilometers, which is suitable for longer distance routes. From the perspective of aerodynamic layout, C919 adopts a wing-mounted engine layout, which is more in line with people's psychological expectations of large aircraft, showing modernization and advancement. In contrast, ARJ21 adopts a conventional layout of high T-shaped tail with twin tail-mounted engines. Although this design is highly adaptable, it is relatively conservative in terms of technology and modernity. Judging from the above information, the ARJ21 aircraft is definitely lagging behind the C919. It is worth mentioning that although the ARJ21 aircraft is slightly inferior in terms of passenger capacity and transportation mileage, it has been recognized by many countries. Since the ARJ21 regional aircraft was officially delivered and put into the market in November 2015, the cumulative delivery of ARJ21 regional aircraft has reached 128, the total flight time has reached 360,000 hours, and the cumulative passenger volume has exceeded 12 million. In particular, in the first half of 2024, China sold 15 ARJ21 aircraft. Among them, Tibet Airlines and Comac signed an order for 10 ARJ21 Highland prototype aircraft. By May this year, Congo's national airline, Equatorial Congo Airlines, announced that it would purchase 3 ARJ21 aircraft from Comac for regional route transportation. The first ARJ21 of this batch of orders is expected to be delivered to the airline in September 2024. In addition to Congo, Indonesia's Linga Airlines also purchased ARJ21 regional aircraft from Comac. At the end of May 2024, Comac successfully delivered the third ARJ21 aircraft to Indonesia's AirAsia. After more than 8 hours of flight and a distance of more than 4,800 kilometers, the aircraft successfully arrived at Soekarno-Hatta Airport in Jakarta, Indonesia. Moreover, the aircraft was delivered to AirAsia in the form of lease export. Therefore, in this project, China Aircraft Leasing uses RMB settlement on both the purchase and leasing ends, and the rent payment is cleared by cross-border linkage of Chinese financial institutions at home and abroad. But with the rise of the Chinese aviation market, this has undoubtedly put unprecedented pressure on the former aviation giant Boeing. So why? In recent years, many countries have raised serious questions about the safety of Boeing aircraft. Because in March 2019, an Ethiopian Airlines crash occurred, and a Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft crashed only 6 minutes after takeoff, killing 149 passengers and crew members. Even more shocking is that a crash of the same model of aircraft also occurred in Indonesia, which killed all 346 people on board. After these two incidents, China immediately imposed a flight ban on the Boeing 737 MAX. However, in the past few years, Boeing's sales in China have almost stagnated, and all cooperation has been almost excluded from China. In just 4 years, this has caused Boeing to lose more than $50 billion. More importantly, under the double blow of the current geopolitical tensions and supply chain problems, aviation giant Boeing is also facing major challenges of delivery delays. At present, the production process of Boeing's 787 Dreamliner is hampered by multiple obstacles, especially after the impact of international sanctions. Its suppliers have difficulty meeting urgent production needs. For example, Emirates Airlines has been patiently waiting for the delayed delivery of its ordered Boeing 777-9 aircraft. Similarly, Virgin Australia is also facing delivery challenges. The company was told that the delivery of its 6 new Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft will be delayed until next year. But in the process, China's ARJ21 and C919 gradually entered the market and competed with models such as the Boeing 737 MAX. The design of the ARJ21 regional aircraft fully considers the complex geographical and climatic conditions and has strong safety performance. Its plateau adaptability and crosswind resistance have won market recognition. The C919 of COMAC is an important attempt by China in the field of trunk civil aircraft. The C919 not only has a significant price advantage, but also shows excellent performance in performance and reliability. This price advantage is very attractive to many emerging markets and relatively tight airlines. Moreover, more and more countries are buying Chinese aircraft, which is also a trust in Chinese manufacturing. It also breaks the traditional concept of many countries that Chinese-made products are junk goods. It is worth mentioning that in addition to the C919, China's C929 is also being planned and developed. At present, although C929 has entered the research and development stage, specific information has not yet been fully disclosed. However, the basic data has been roughly determined. The C929 large aircraft has an overall fuselage length of 63.755 meters, a wingspan of 63.86 meters, and a fuselage height and width of 17.9 meters and 5.92 meters respectively. The maximum takeoff weight of the C929 exceeds 200 tons, and the maximum passenger capacity is about 350 to 440 people. It can be seen from these data that the overall volume and scale of the C929 large aircraft are very large. Compared with the C919, it has been significantly improved. It is not an exaggeration to call it an air monster. The design goal of the C929 is to compete with aircraft such as the Boeing 787 and Airbus A350, and strive to occupy a place in the wide-body passenger aircraft market. Before we end today's video, remember to hit that shiny subscribe button. This way you will receive more insider information on projects as soon as possible. Looking forward to sharing with you next time.